Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie for those who've forgotten for some odd reason, and welcome to Books R Us. So over the past week, since last Monday, Booktube has been participating in Booktube-a-thon, which is basically saying that we need to read as much as possible during this week. And then throughout the week, as well as before the week, we were given some challenges to hit. And one of the challenges was to read read 7 books throughout the week. Overall, being read as much as you can, but read at least 7 books throughout the week. And I am here to say that I did it. I read 7 books that were on my TBR. I also read some books that weren't on my TBR, but they were for work, picture books for story time. So I guess I'm including those because they also count. They were also part of this week. But I got through my TBR. So if you want to see that video, I'll link it down below to see all my TBR. But yeah, let's take a look at what happened this week.
So today is the first day of the Booktube-a-thon. I am going to be reading my first book, which, if you don't remember, is Origin by Dan Brown. And it's the one I flipped for. I went between Dan Brown's The Origin and then Game of Thrones because they're longer books. So I wanted to get one of them out of the way. Just so I'm like, okay, cool, I'm done with the long book. So let's see how it goes today. I will update my progress throughout the day. I'm hoping to get done with Origin realistically by tomorrow night, I'm hoping. But yeah, I will see you guys later. I am currently walking to the bus stop because it is 6:30 in the morning and I have to go to work. However, I have my handy dandy book here. Today is the first day and I'm kind of excited, and I'm going to stop because people are starting to look at me funny. Bye. So got through about 70 pages of Origin, and in Dan Brown fashion, there's already science, religion, as well as a dead body. But yeah, I'm really into it so far. I'm not gonna finish it today. I've kind of given that up. I probably will finish it tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, good so far. Really interesting. Definitely piqued my interest in keeping to read. So it's the end of the first day and I got to page, let me just double check here, 298 in Origin out of 456. So I call that a good first day. I might read a bit more before going to bed tonight. I should be able to finish this book by tomorrow with the pace I'm setting. I just wanted to take a break. Hey everyone, morning of day 2 of the Booktube-a-thon challenge. I'm almost done with Origin actually. I have 71 pages left, which is pretty good. Usually a book like this would take me 2 or 3 days, but because this is a Booktube-a-thon, I'm rushing through it. So my next book, I'm actually going to do Milk and Honey because it's poetry and about 300 to 400 pages shorter. Something to kind of relax me and get my mind off of the dense topic of Origin. I'm probably going to grab that as well on my way out today, just so that I have another book to read later today when I'm coming home. But that's where I'm at right now. I just finished Origin. Like all Dan Brown books that I've read with Robert Langdon as the main character, it was a little dense, and it was a little thicker than I'm used to for his books. However, it was still good. Everything was very well put together. Again, the whole science versus religion thing. In this case, it was the whole where do we come from, where are we going question. Those questions are actually asked throughout the whole book. This time the story is set in Spain, guy named Edward, who was a student of Robert Langdon's, 2 decades ago, has prepared this presentation, and he dies before his big reveal of the questions, where do we come from and where are we going, aren't answered. Now, like I said earlier this morning, my next book will be Milk and Honey, the poetry book, because I kind of need something a lot shorter and a little more relaxing for me. So I will update you later when I finish that, probably today. Hey guys, still the second day, but I did finish a second book, which was Milk and Honey. It was really good, really hard-hitting poetry, so it really gave me some ideas of what I can do with my poetry and what I write, which isn't often and nearly not quite as enough as I should be, but this gave me some ideas of how I can work with that and what exactly poetry is. I have one more book that I'm hoping to get done today. It's a shorter kids book, so hopefully I can get it done. That'll be 3 books in 2 days, but I don't know if I'll get it done. So, until later. Bye. Hey everyone, morning of the 3rd day. But we'll see how today goes. I'm about halfway through The Lost Princess, The Lost Kingdom of Bamare. So I'm hoping to get that one done today, and hopefully start on Game of Thrones either today or tomorrow. So that's where I'm at right now. That's a status update. So I usually read while I'm waiting for the bus to come. However, as you can see by my bright pink umbrella here, it's kind of raining out. Sprinkling, really. But that just takes away from some of my time that I could be reading right now, unfortunately. Okay, so it's the end of day 3, Wednesday. And I just finished The Lost Kingdom of Bamare by Gail Carson Levin, and it was pretty cool. I haven't actually read The Two Princesses of Bamare. The Lost Kingdom is actually kind of like the prequel to The Two Princesses, but this book kind of makes me want to read them. So that's really good if a book makes you want to read the rest of the series or the rest by that author. I have a few more. I have 4 more books to read now. And my next one, I am actually going to go with Game of Thrones. Get another big book out of the way. I know I just read Origin, but that was 2 books ago, which was yesterday morning, really. So that's where I'm at on the end of day 3. And I'm hoping to start that tonight and then continue that tomorrow. I do have a day off on Friday, so hopefully I can crank through the rest of Game of Thrones. Then let's get through Game of Thrones, see how that goes. I just need a break from reading right now. I feel like I'm kind of at that point of I've read too much, if that makes sense, all at once. A lot of information at once, especially doing story times at the library. So I might relax during dinner and then read afterwards. So that's the end of day 3 for me, and I will update you tomorrow where I am at. So it's the morning of day 4. I did start Game of Thrones last night, which is really good. I see how much they took from the books so far. I'm only in chapter 2 of the first one. So I know in season 1 of the TV show, they tried to stay as close as possible to the books. And I can really tell because there are some lines of dialogue that they pretty much just took out of the book and said, here, you're going to say this line. So that's really cool that they did that. So I'm really excited about that. Goal for today is to get through at least half of Game of Thrones, so then I can finish the other half tomorrow when I have my day off and more sleep. And then tomorrow I can finish it and then hopefully get on to a date with Darcy. So that's all I have for right now, and I will see you later today. So at work, finished about 85 pages on the way to work today, so that's pretty good. However, I just calculated it, and in order to be halfway done with Game of Thrones today, I need to read a total of 323 pages, roughly, 324-ish. So that might be interesting. It's like I need to go home and read for the next 3 hours straight. But it's really good so far. I really enjoy all the dialogue they're having, all the backstory, which is really helpful. There's so many little implications in the backstory that the show doesn't go into, but I think is really important. So I really like that the book goes into that. Granted, the book came first. Kind of for more of that epic fantasy, I like watching them first and then reading it, because then I can put names to faces and I'm not so confused with all the names. So I'm not yet halfway done with Game of Thrones yet, and it's getting kind of late, so I'm not sure if I'll get halfway by the time I go to bed tonight. However, like I said earlier, I do have a day off tomorrow, so I should be able to catch up with Game of Thrones, hopefully finish it or be close to finishing it, so then I can finish the last 3 somewhat shorter books. But yeah, so I'm hoping tonight I'll read a few more chapters in Game of Thrones, hopefully get closer to that halfway point tonight, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I think I said this yesterday too, I kind of wanted a break, so I'm going to eat and then surf YouTube a bit, and then see where I'm at after that. So that's my update for the day as of right now. So it's the morning of day 5, which is my day off. So I'm going to be spending most of this day finishing Game of Thrones. Well, working on Game of Thrones. Hope we all finish it today. Today I'm going to be camping out on my lovely couch right here. You can kind of see there on the gray. And I realized that I actually don't have like an end table for my couch, which is really odd, but I don't use my couch all that often because I'm usually not here, so I can't use it as much as I want to. But yeah, I don't have an end table, so I am resorting to using a chair to hold my tea and my water and my book when I'm not here. So that should be interesting. But yeah, I will update you throughout the day of what I'm doing and how I'm doing on the book. I said I wanted to get halfway by last night. That did not happen. So hopefully I'll get farther today. Like 3/4 of the way through at least. So that is the goal for today, is to get this book as done as possible so I can move on to Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy, by tomorrow. And then Sunday I will hopefully be done with Bookish Boyfriends so then I can finish the last 2 books, which are shorter books. I am back at my regular vlogging place right now, and I finally, I didn't finish, but I am finally halfway done with Game of Thrones. So that's nice. A little more actually, because I am on page 342 and halfway is 323. So I'm about 20 pages past that, which is good. I still have a few more hours. Well, no, I have all day really to finish the book. So I just wanted to give that update and say that I'm really excited to finish this book because it is really good. So it's 9:45 right now. I have work tomorrow morning and I have to get up early. I have 54? Yeah, I have 54 freaking pages left in Game of Thrones. This is so frustrating. But I know if I don't go to sleep now, I'm going to be exhausted for work tomorrow. So I guess I'm calling it a night and finishing the book tomorrow. I read about, 400 pages today. So 54 freaking pages I have to finish tomorrow. And then I will be off to reading the Bookish Boyfriends book. I will see you in the morning when I finish the book. So as you can see, it's raining again for like the umpteenth time this week.
So I can't be reading outside, which is really sucky because I need to catch up. I'm a little behind in my books. However, I did finish Game of Thrones, so that's good. But yeah, the next one I am reading is Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy, which I said was the one for my spine. Was that the spine one? Yeah, that was the spine one. So that's the next one. Hopefully I'll be finishing that today. But yeah, that's my update for this morning, and I will see you guys later. Finishing up day 6. I finished Game of Thrones this morning, about 3/4 of the way through Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy here. Look at that cover. This is the book with the spine that I was doing. And I really want to finish it, but I'm exhausted because I had work this morning, or all day. So I am going to leave it till tomorrow, and then I will be on to the Pride Flag book as well as Wires and Nerves, both of which will be fairly easy to finish tomorrow. And then hopefully I'm going to get my video up tomorrow, and then we will see what happens. So the plan for day 7, last day of the challenge, finish A Date with Darcy, the Bookish Boyfriends book, finish the Pride book, finish Wires and Nerve, and then post a video. That's all today. Hopefully I can get it done. I think so. I only have like 100 pages left in A Date with Darcy, and then the other 2 are easy reads. So I should be okay today. Cross your fingers. But yeah, that's the plan today. I'll update you guys later on whether or not I completed it. So I just finished Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy, and now I am moving on to the Pride book, in which I wear this hat while wearing it. So this will be fun. Again, it's a shorter book, so I should have no problem. But Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy was pretty good. It, again, talks about how a high schooler thinks boys in books are better than boys in real life. So that was fun. But now I'm I'm going to go on to the Pride book, which should be also fun because it talks about the Pride flag. So very fun, and I will update you guys later. So I just finished Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer, which was absolutely amazing. It's the first graphic novel in that whole universe of the Lunar Chronicles, so it was absolutely amazing. And it followed Iko, so Iko, I guess, and kind of the aftermath of the final book in the series of the Lunar Chronicles. So it's really good, and there's another volume out, so I'm gonna read the other volume now. But before that, I actually finished the Pride book. There we go. Which was also really good. Again, it was a kid's nonfiction book, very short, but very informative, so I really liked that. Finished 3 books today, and yeah, I can't believe I finished all those books, especially one of them being Game of Thrones and the other one of them being Origin by Dan Brown. I can't believe I finished everything. This is so exciting. Did it, my first Booktube-a-thon. I hit the 7 books that was one of the challenges. I also read some more books because I, am a children's librarian and did story times. So yeah, it's really exciting that I did all that.
Besides the 7 I read for the challenge that were on my TBR from last week, I also read some books that were for story time at work. So I guess I'm also counting those as well, like I mentioned in the beginning. And those books are Tiny Little Fly, Happy Dreamer, Hello Hot Dog, Frida and Bear Play the Shape Game, Just Right for Two, and then as well as Eric Carle's Friends book. So those are some other books that I have read throughout the week, in addition to the 7 that I had initially said I was doing. So yes, as you can tell, I finished the Booktube-a-thon challenge of 7 books in a week with all of those different little challenges thrown in there. And yeah, it was really fun for my first time. I was really excited to do it. Really glad I chose the books I did. I'm glad that Booktube-a-thon gave me the push to do it and get all those books read, because I did want to read all of those books, whether they were my own books or the library's books. I'm glad I did it, and I am definitely doing this again next year because it was so fun. Now, if you have any more ideas for me of what I should do throughout the year of different videos before the next Booktube-a-thon, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys later. Bye!